Welcome to Climate Quickies, bite-sized nuggets of climate goodness from our TEDxLondon experts in under 10 minutes.
In this week's Climate Curious, we're asking why a giant stampede of puppet animals is storming through London this weekend. Stopping off on their journey all the way from the Congo Basin to the Arctic Circle, The Hurst is a public art installation inviting people to ask questions about biodiversity loss caused by the climate crisis. Earlier this week, we hosted a live podcast event with The Hurst producer David Lan to get a sneak peek into the thinking behind this supersized stampede. Get ready for a migration of puppet beasts, elephants, giraffes, lions, wolves, wildebeest, and even a little monkey coming to a town near you. Over to David to share more about The Hurst. Stay curious. I'm going to introduce our guest today.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of him.
I will allow that on this occasion.
So David Lan is a renowned playwright, producer and director. His career has spanned everything from documenting guerrilla warfare in Zimbabwe to reshaping the landscape of British theatre. You were the artistic director of the Young Vic for 18 years, which is amazing. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about your current project, The Hurst, which is public art and climate action on an unprecedented scale. First of all, David, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no, thank you for asking me.
Tell us a bit about The Hurst.
Well, it's a very long journey. It's a journey across a very large territory. The point of it is to cross borders, to work with people from many different experiences, speaking lots of different languages, lots of different faith backgrounds, and different experience of the effect that climate change is having on the planet. It's similar to that extent. We're now traveling with about 55 different puppets we've got about 12 species on the go. So
Tell us some animals.
Oh, we've got, well, the big ones are giraffes and elephants, but we've also got kudu and wildebeest and little bovine monkeys.
And they're life-size, right? These animals are...
They're life-size.
They're life-size.
They're life-size, and the critical thing about them is that though they're made of cardboard, they're made of recycled material, cane cardboard, pretty lightweight materials. The profile is very accurate and specific. So when you see our kudu, if you know what a kudu is, you'd go, oh, that's a kudu.
If you're cultured, gosh, what is a kudu? What is that, it's an aardvark, no?
No.
What's a kudu?
It's like we have gorillas.
Oh, you did invite gorillas. I was going to ask. Gorillas have got a bad rap at the moment.
Because
they're fighting 100 men all the time. Every day, there's 100 men fighting gorillas, and the gorillas keep killing humans.
Where's that happening?
I'll show you afterwards. I'll send you the meme.
Our gorillas are very well behaved. No, we love our gorillas. A kudu is like a very big deer. Very big deer.
Okay.
Yeah, with big horns. So you asked the similarities and differences. One of the differences is that we travel with far more people. In each city we go to, and we've been through about 14 so far, there are about 7 to go, we recruit a new group of local people, young people, students, dancers, performers, various kinds, who train with us over 3 or 4 days and then become participants. When the events happen in the center of the city, these young people are the performers for the event. But since we hit southern Spain, Cadiz, 4 weeks ago now, we were joined by a group of 42 young performers, of whom there are the people are with us this evening are two of those. It's a group that we call ECO, which is short for Emerging Company. And these 42 people are training with us, but also traveling with us all the way from southern Spain to the Arctic Circle.
I have a question about this because I guess if you've been following The Hurst on social media, you've seen some pretty iconic images. For me, one of the kind of ones that just will always stick with me is from Lagos, I believe, in Nigeria, where you have members of The Hurst floating down this river. Will you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, it's the most extraordinary place. I mean, it's one of the privileges of this of doing work like this is that you do get to go to places that stay with you forever. It's a suburb of Lagos, not that far from Lagos Island or Victoria Island, which are the centers of the city. It's called Makoko, and it's a floating village. It was built 70 or 80 years ago by migrants who had nowhere else to live, and they began to build out into the sea And nobody knows how many people live there, but an estimate is, there were various very high figures, like 30,000 people who live on water in these little houses. And we did a crazy thing, which is we put the animals into boats and we sail them across from the shores of Lagos and then through the village. And those are the images that you've seen on that video. They are very, very poor people who are fiercely defensive of their territory, how they live, what they do there. There are all kinds of skills. The one you see most obviously is basket weaving. There are people weaving baskets in the most demanding, challenging circumstances. Running shops, barbershops, restaurants. It's an amazing place.
I haven't seen this live. You've seen it in real life. These animals, the puppets are made of cardboard.
Correct.
Putting them on a boat that's risky business.
Yeah, but then animals are in danger.
Yeah, true.
They're
accurate.
vulnerable. They are. Well, the point of this, we haven't quite said this, is that they're traveling north to escape the destruction of their ecosystem.
Right. Okay.
In the same way as Amal had a very simple story. She was a child refugee from Syria who was looking for her mother. These animals, again, a very simple story. But a powerful story, I think, is that they're escaping the destruction of their ecosystem.
And so what's the response of like an audience, the people who are in the houses on this river or on the banks of the river, or as you march it through, like, we don't know yet.
Madrid or Paris.
Yeah, Madrid, Paris, wherever they are. How do people respond to seeing all of these puppets? So I feel like if I saw it, I'd just be like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
But like, are people like cheering? Are they clapping? Are they crying? Are they just watching in awe? Like, how are people responding to it?
All of the above, including what the heck is going on. Every event is different. Every engagement with a group of artists. Last night we were in Paris. We had last week in Paris, and we were in part of the eastern part of the city in Belleville, in a big open square called the Place des Fêtes, and the animals were involved in a very elaborate dance piece, especially choreographed for us by a Palestinian choreographer called Samar King, who we work with quite a lot, and her company of about 20 dancers. It was a very elaborate piece in this big open square. It started at about 10 o'clock last night. And then the elephants, the giraffe, the gorillas, the monkeys, the kudu, and so on, integrated because they rehearsed together into this dance. So it's a big performance piece, but it only happens once. Everything we do only happens once. And there was an audience of, 5,000 people.
Oh, I had no idea what number you were going to say. Yeah. I thought we were going hundreds there. 5,000 people is a lot of people.
Don't beat me up if I.
Can we get a fact check?
There were a lot of fact check. I know 5,000 people. It varies so much. The events are intimate. You have a couple of hundred people in the street. Sometimes in the mall, we used to go into schools, so we went into places where young asylum seekers were being looked after, and then you'd have a small intimate event. But some of the audiences are very big. And sometimes, like when we were in Lagos, if I remember correctly, we went into a part of the city where there was a market. There was a market with a lot of people already there who hadn't come to see the herd, but the animals just appeared in the middle of their busy shopping life in the middle of the street. And then, people ask you a question, what the heck's going on? And you tell them, this is the reason the animals are here. And people get it very quickly.
Thanks for listening to this quickie.
This episode was created by our superstar podcast team at TEDxLondon. Until next time,
stay curious.